Yeah! I jump out of the dugout, sprint to home plate, jump around ecstatically, and experience probably the biggest joy of my entire life. I can't help but smile as I watch Amy Daniels round third base and begin the stretch to home plate. She had just hit a 3-run walk-off home run to send us to the state softball championships. I had never once in my life felt more excitement, more adrenaline, or more happiness than in this specific moment. And it was all because of another person. Now, this anomaly does not occur just anywhere, and typically only occurs in one place, and that is sports. I am here today to encourage you to understand the importance of youth sports. There are a multitude of reasons that I believe our kids should play sports growing up, but today I'm going to talk about 3 of those reasons. The first thing is the relationships developed through sports and the community impact that they have. The University of San Diego Professional and Continuing Education says that youth sports tend to develop long-term peer relationships. Next slide. I can personally relate to this in my own experience. In these pictures, you can see the smiles that I have simply because I'm surrounded by people that I love doing something that I love. Here's an example of community involvement. Mr. Smith's face is really funny, and this is just pure happiness. Also, on the next slide, my absolute best friend, Autumn Trower, I met her through softball when we were freshmen. And we are very, very different people, and there's absolutely no way that we would have ever came in contact if it wasn't for sports. I also gave you guys the joy of seeing this awful picture of me crying after the season was over. The university also says that students who participate in youth sports have a higher likelihood of participating in civic organizations. Speaking of civic organizations, I talked to Mr. Justin St. Pierre, President and CFO of People's Bank and Trust, and one of TVHS Athletics' biggest supporters. And I asked him why he thought that youth sports were so beneficial and why he decided to donate so much money to our program year after year. He responded with, I think overall, as kids get involved, they feel a sense of community support for their team and the school as a whole, and therefore want to involve themselves more in the community. Sports increase the likelihood of giving back to the community and therefore create a sense of community and belonging in your organizations. Speaking of a sense of belonging, this leads me to my second point. Youth sports have many physical and psychological benefits. The President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition Science Board says that a shocking 88% of parents think that sports benefit their children's physical and mental health. This can be in numerous ways. They have improved bone health, improved weight status, and even a decreased risk of developing cancer and diabetes. As far as psychologically, studies have drawn a correlation between participation in youth sports and a higher self-esteem and happiness. And for girls specifically, the relationship between sports and a more positive body image. The last reason I believe that kids should participate in youth sports is because of the hidden link between academic performance and athletics. A study conducted by San Diego University found that test scores of athletic participants are 40% higher than those of their peers. And they see a 7 to 8% increase in the income of people that participated in sports while they were growing up. I spoke to Jason Smith, the activities director at Troy Buchanan High School, and to be able to formulate an understanding of how this not only affects kids as a whole, but directly affects kids in our community. He said that students involved in sports at Troy Buchanan last semester had a 3.374 GPA compared to a 2.937 GPA for students not involved in athletics. He also said that students not only get better grades, they also have higher attendance rates, they get less discipline referrals, and they have higher self-esteem. The evidence is prevalent in our community, and the positive effects of youth sports will continue to carry on throughout the community. Now, that state qualifying team I mentioned earlier was composed of 9 seniors. 2 of them were managers, so they are not included in this picture. But 5 out of the 7 seniors included in this picture are going to play softball in college and are receiving money to do so, which benefits them financially and significantly decreases the cost of education, furthering the cycle of athletics playing a positive role in academics. I had the absolute time of my life building relationships through youth sports, and I will never forget the lessons I learned or the people I met and built friendships with. Our high school softball season might be over for good, but I'm confident that as long as people understand the relationships built, the physical and psychological benefits, and the link between academic and athletic performance, that youth sports will continue to have a wide-sweeping effect in not only our community, but the development of leaders across the entire country. Thank you.